Good morning, dear students. Today we will study the next chapter, chapter number 3, the postmaster. Let's summary of this chapter. What is there in the whole chapter? The Postmaster is a short story by Rabindranath Tagore. It describes the relationship of two people who are both lonely and thrown together by circumstances. The postmaster have been transferred from Calcutta to the small village of Ullapur, is unable to make friends with the villagers. The only companion of his lonely life is Ratan, a little orphan girl who does odd jobs for him. They enjoy their evening conversation and the postmaster teaches Ratan to read and write. When he falls sick, Ratan nurses him back to health. Finally, the postmaster applies for a transfer which is rejected. Then he resigns from his post and decides to go back to Kolkata. Ratan, though feeling abandoned, refuses any help from the postmaster. As when a postmaster wants to leave that place, that village, Ratan denies to accept a share of money from him and she refuses to take that money. And she just left that place without any question. This is what there in the whole chapter. We will be studying paragraph by paragraph this chapter. Let me start by reading the first paragraph. The postmaster from Calcutta had been assigned to the small village of Ullapur, where the English proprietor of the indigo factory had established a post office. A business owner has established a post office in Ullapur, and this postmaster was being assigned over there. He was being given a duty in that post office as used to work in Calcutta before, and now he is being transferred to the small village. Indigo factory. Indigo is a kind of a dye which is being used in clothes. That is a very famous item of trade in India. But he felt like a fish out of water in this remote village. In this small village, he was feeling very much suffocated, like when we just bring out a fish out of water, how the fish feels, in that same manner he was feeling. The indigo factory employees had no leisure and neither were they desirable companions for him. The employees in the indigo factory, they were not that much capable, or he didn't enjoy their company at all, and they were not the desirable companion in the sense like the person with whom you like to spend, you like his company or her company very much, that is companion. Not being too adept in the art of associating, he was not that much familiar in the art of talking to others in a very frank manner. The postmaster appeared either proud, and he used to look like as if he's very much proud of himself, or ill at ease. Ill at ease means he was very much uncomfortable among the strangers. His only companion was an orphan girl. There was a girl who was orphan and she was her only companion, and her name was Ratan, who did odd jobs for him, and she used to do all kinds of work for him, like small jobs or tasks of various types. In the evening, when all was quiet, when there was no sound at all in the evening, the postmaster would call out Ratan. Ratan would sit outside waiting for this call. Ratan was also very much eager to for the call of postmaster, so she used to wait for the call of postmaster outside her house. but would take her time to reply. Even though she was very much eager, but she used to take time for giving the reply. And what reply she used to give? Did you call me, Dada? What are you doing? And the question was from the postmaster that what were you doing? I was going to lit the kitchen fire. And she said that I just wanted to lit the kitchen fire, means she wanted to make something burn. Lit means to make something burn in the kitchen. Oh, let the kitchen fire be for a while. So he said that let it leave that work and come and talk to me. Ratan would then enter his room and stand at a corner. Then what Ratan used to do? She used to just enter his room and she used to stand in the corner. This would give the postmaster an opportunity to converse. And this is what, when he gets an opportunity, this postmaster used to talk to her or have conversation. Ratan, do you remember your mother? What question he used to ask? He used to ask that, do you remember your mother, or do you remember something about your mother, how she was and what she was doing? Then Ratan didn't remember much. She didn't have that much of that kind of a memory for her mother, but she remembered her father a bit. Her father she recollected more vividly. She was very much clearly known, or she was very much clearly aware about her father, and his memories were there in her mind. He used to come home in the evening after work. After his father's work, he used to come back to home, and 1 or 2 evenings stood out like pictures in her memory. That 1 or 2 evenings which she has spent with her father, that she recollected in her mind. Ratan would sit on the floor near the postmaster's feet. Then she used to sit near the postmaster's feet. As memories crowded in upon her, when all those memories used to come in her mind, she called to mind a little brother that she had, and she even recalled a brother of her which she had, and how she had played at fishing. And when both of them used to go for fishing, they used to play with with her brother on the edge of the pond, on the corner side of the pond, with a twig for a make-believe fish rod. And they used to make a fish rod with the help of the small branch of a tree or a bush. Ratan would then light the fire, and then afterwards what she did, she just light the fire. Then she used to toast some bread, which with the cold remnants, means the remaining portion of the morning, both of them used to have. After having all this conversation about the family members, Ratan used to light the fire, and then she used to cook something, and they used to take that toast with the remaining part of the morning meal was enough for their shared supper. Now here supper is a word, like the last meal of the day is called as supper, and they used to share all these items in supper. On some of the evenings, the postmaster too would call up memories of his own home. On some of the evenings, the postmaster used to recall all the memories of his sister and his mother, those from whom his heart was sad. And after recollecting all those memories, he used to become very sad, because he used to miss them a lot. His mother and his sister. And who were those family members he used to miss? He used to miss his mother and his sister. Memories which he found himself naturally recalling in the presence of the simple little girl. And this is very much natural that he used to recall the memories of his sister and his mother, because he used to have a company of a girl that she was very much simple. So that is why it is very much common to get recollection of his mother's memory and his sister's memory. And so the girl came to allude. Allude means she used to refer to his people as mother, and the girl used to refer, he used to recollect or refer that girl to her mother, brother and sister. as if she had known them all her life, as if she known all those characters, all those people of his family member, like his mother, his brother and his sister. Then one noon what happened? One noon the postmaster was watching the freshly washed leaves. Why the leaves were freshly washed? Because just before that there was a rain, and because of that rain the leaves were washed. And the retreating rain clouds, and the clouds were moving back as the rain has stopped, and thinking himself, and he was thinking about something. Oh, if only some kindred soul were here. And he just said that if it would have been happened something like that, I had such kind of a person with me with the same opinion. Kindred soul means getting all the opinions similar. He sighed and called out Ratan, and then there was a thought in his mind that I should call Ratan. Sighed means it is a deep, audible breath expressing sadness, and he was very much emotionally sad at that moment. Ratan was sprawled beneath the guava tree. She was lying beneath the guava tree, busily eating unripe guavas. She was busy in eating those raw guavas. At the voice of his master, as soon as she heard the voice of the postmaster, she ran up recklessly. Without any thought, she just simply ran. Were you calling me Dada? Once again the same question, that were you calling me Dada? Then I was thinking, then the postmaster said that he was thinking of teaching you to read, and he wanted to teach her to read. And then for the rest of the afternoon, then for the next fast on afternoons, postmaster taught her how to read. He taught her the alphabets, and then the postmaster taught her the alphabets. In very short time she learned all those alphabets. Then Ratan proceeded to the double consonants. Now what is double consonants? Double consonants, like for example if I say like class, C-L-A-S-S. Double S is a double consonant word. So these kinds of words she had started soon to learn. Then one heavily clouded morning, once there were clouds in the sky. After waiting for long outside, and Ratan was waiting for the call of the postmaster, outside the door for her call. The postmaster's little pupil student took up her dog-eared book. Dog-eared means it is that the book was in a very untidy manner. She just took her book and slowly entered the room, and she entered postmaster's room. She found her master stretched, and she found that he was lying on the bed, resting on his bed, and was about to retire on tiptoe. And he was about to retire on tiptoe, in the sense like tiptoe means to move, to take a step or a walk on when your heels are up and you just move on your toes. That is called as tiptoe. When she suddenly heard her name Ratan, and as soon as she heard, she just tiptoed, was about to retire. Retire means here walk away from that place. She turned at once and asked, and she just suddenly turned and she asked, "Were you sleeping, Dada? Are you sleeping?" Then the postmaster in a plaintive voice, and he just answered in a very sad manner, "I am not well," means he was not feeling well. "Just touch my head, it is very hot." And he said that, "Feel my head, it is very hot." In the loneliness of his exile means a state of being away from your native place, as he was lonely over there, and in the gloom of the rains, as there was a darkness everywhere, and his ailing body, ailing means the poor health of the body, needed a little tender nursing, and he was needing a proper care. He longed to remember the touch on the forehead of soft hands, and he was missing the touch of her mother when he used to fall sick. Her mother used to treat her like her mother used to take care of his mother used to take care of him a lot, and he was missing that moment. Then that role was being specified, that role was being taken by your Ratan, and she took a lot of care for the postmaster. To imagine the presence of a mother and a sister, and Ratan played that role of a mother and a sister, how a mother and a sister takes care of a person. In the same manner, Ratan also took care of the postmaster. Gave the patient his pills at the proper intervals, at the proper time period. She just gave him pills. Pills means medicines. Sat upon all night by his pillow, and she used to sit just next to him, near to his pillow. Cooked his gruel for him. Here gruel means a boiled food. She used to cook for him, and every now and then, and every time she used to ask a question. Are you feeling a little better, Dada? Are you feeling okay? Same kind of a question was being asked. It was some time before the postmaster was able to leave his sickbed, and before it is a kind of an incident that is being next incident will be about that. Before, when he was okay, at that time what he did, we'll come to see in the next paragraph. No more of this, he decided, and he thought of that. I am not going to bear all these kinds of things in my life, because he was here lonely, just away from his family. I must get a transfer, and he said that I just wanted to get transfer from here. He at once wrote off to Calcutta an application for a transfer, and then at the same moment he wrote an application to the head office in the Calcutta that he just wants an transfer from there, on the account of the unhealthiness of the place, as the place is not that much healthy, so he wanted to get transfer. Now let us I'll be explaining till here only, and the remaining part will continue in the next video. And I am very much eager to know that what is going to happen in the next video. I hope you understood till what I have explained you, and after that we'll continue in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care.